Hey, everybody, it's Carm Capriato, week 107, Aftermarket Weekly. You know, you're at the place where the service aftermarket gets their personal networking. We're the best kept secret out there. Good to have you here. Did I say week 107? Oh, stop it. Oh, Trace, you shouldn't have done that. I don't want the whole world to
Happy
know.
birthday.
Yeah, it is. Okay. It's amazing. I'm doing a live show on my B day.
That's awesome.
Well, little
Look
girl,
at
thank you
that.
so much. Tracy, of course, everyone knows Tracy is truly my podcast partner, my content director, and she produces all these shows. So, Trace, I think you got to put some of this stuff down. You know, I'm very humble about all this birthday stuff, but thank you, my dear. Appreciate that. Hey, we're with Casey McGowan from Casey's Independent, Vancouver, Washington. Hi, Casey.
Hi, Carm. Thank you for having me.
Hey, I'm thrilled to have you. We got some great. You're going to see a great shop tour. I haven't seen it. Everyone knows it's kind of private. I have a chance to see it, just like my audience for the first time. But Casey, I've seen some pictures on your website, and you have an incredible place. Let's show the picture of the outside, and just tease me. How many bays?
Well, we have 12 working bays. Yeah, a couple of specialty bays, alignment bays, and a truck,
Yeah.
little truck area.
Can't wait to get in there and see that. We're coming to you from social media, by the way. If you're with us at all, check in with your city, say hi, give Casey some thumbs up. We're on, let me see, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Everywhere would we need to be. This will come out as a podcast this coming Saturday where you can listen to it. You could watch anything that we're doing here and see the tour on our YouTube channel as soon as we're done. Hey, we're coming to you live, as you all know, from the Dorman OE Fix Studios that I sometimes call my Carm Cave. And thanks so much to our great partner, Dorman, for having faith in the good stuff that we do here. Dorman Products has become an incredible engine for innovation. They are constantly bringing new replacement parts to the automotive industry, and they routinely release tens of thousands of parts across all different categories. Now, why do they do all of this? To enable technicians the freedom to fix their customers' cars and trucks. To do this, Dorman has dedicated teams focused on different aspects of the vehicle to ensure that they are meeting the needs of the aftermarket. Although a lot of their parts are reverse engineering of original equipment, they also redesign and redefine solutions such as their loaded knuckles or programmable electronic power steering rack. Dorman has invested in these OE Fix innovations to help you save time, your customer money, and prevent vehicles from coming back to your shop. In certain cases, Dorman will manufacture aftermarket replacements so you aren't forced to go back to the OE. Hey, want to know more about Dorman? Visit dormanproducts.com/tour. Hey, thank you, Dorman. We are still planning our field trip to get down to Dorman and hang out and see some really cool things. We have so much great stuff planned. Hey, Casey, you remember being on this podcast
I
episode?
I do. Yes, I
Yeah.
enjoyed that very much.
Workplace Motivation with Brian Bates and Michael Smith. It was really an excellent episode. That's when I got to know you. And of course, now you're back to give us your full blown story. This coming Friday, great Town Hall Academy, The Value of Exit Interviews. Matt Fonslow, Chris Cotton. They're both very passionate about this. And if it doesn't exist as a policy in your company, I believe my two guests are going to convince you how important it is. Hey, let's talk some stuff, some business acumen with Casey McGowan. Casey, one thing that you're big in is technician time management. Let's talk about it.
Well, we've been working on time management in general with the employees, specifically the technician portion of it and how important that gauge really is. Um, we when we hire a new technician, a lot of technicians don't understand the value, or they think you might be trying to micromanage their time. If you're on a performance-based pay plan of any type, whether it be tiered, flat rate, which is becoming a very uh, a word that in a lot of places don't want to use, the flat rate word, but
Yeah.
basically a performance-based pay plan. Technician time management is huge in my opinion. Some of the things that we have used in the past has been just your simple technician time management sheets, your daily sheets, which consist of, yeah, there you go. So at the top there, if you zoom in on the, you have your simple shift clock on the right, in out for or out or for lunch, and then back in for the second part of the day, which gives you your total available time. um, and then through the course of the day, the main body of these cards, these three-part cards, would be their punch times. And most shops that have used this know these cards pretty well. And then at the bottom, there, there you go, you have your, the most important part is what was your available time for the technician, your actual time, and how what was their sold time, and the e-time. And some of the things that I think get lost in this whole translation is how important actual time, sold time, idle time is, and how do we track it, and why do we track it? So
Is it all on paper? You're not doing anything electronic?
well, that's our old, yeah, no, we moved away. Our management system has now uh, incorporated a tech time manager, which from their tablets they can clock into their shift clock for their available time,
Yeah,
and then their job clock. They actually get their on their tablet. They get a little mini work in progress screen, and it tells them, basically what's been assigned to them. They can clock in and out of each job individually, or if they're doing a flush and they're doing a something they can watch at the same time, they can actually run both of the jobs at the same time.
yeah.
And it's working really well. It still has anybody where you the system that we're using is fairly new. It's got a few little hiccups in it. It could be better, as always, but it does a great job. And for the back end of the for the business side of it, it's incredibly easy to keep track of the end of the week or the end of the pay period times. It's all been if it's been put in incorrectly, you can do your payroll very quickly off of it. So it's
So,
fantastic.
Casey, tell me about the acceptance. The culture of the business is you got him to do paper, and then and again, to the point where you're micromanaging me every time I walk left or walk right, I have to write it down. Many shop owners hesitate sometimes. Think about the whole jump to DVI and the resistance that we got. Now you went to paper time management, then to electronic time management. Was it easy to go from paper to electronic? Tell me about any resistance you may have gotten.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because first of all, it absolutely has to start at the beginning of the hiring process. The explanation to the technician that you're hiring, an explanation of why they should even be interested in this. So to back up a step, I ask my service advisor team. This is a question that I throw out there from time to time in our service advisor meetings: is what is the most profitable item that we sell here? And I get very interesting. Sometimes I'll get, well, flushes or timing belts, etc. No, it's our labor. Our labor is most shops are 70 to 73%. I don't know, whatever the benchmarks are in their particular setup, but that is by far our most profitable item that we have to offer. And I look at it just like a lot of shop owners look at it. It's like fruit on the shelf, so to speak. So, if you don't manage that time correctly, what happens to it? How do you gauge it? So that's why I want the technician to realize at the interview process that this is just important for you as it is for me. I want you to come to me and say, "Hey, Casey, I had idle time this week. I only worked 28 of my 40 available hours. How come?" And then we sit down and say, was it parts? Was it equipment? What did I how did I fail the technician? Why was he not more productive? And I think that's another thing that a lot of people, I think that they confuse productivity, efficiency very, very often. And that's another thing the technician needs to understand. We're not worried so much about efficiency as we are productivity. We want the technician to work as much time on the car as possible. Obviously, you're going to take coffee breaks, bathroom breaks, just breaks in general. That's why we shoot for 80, 85% productive. The other 15% of the time, you're going to be doing your thing. So I I think that when it comes to the technician, they need to understand that that tool, that gauge for them is and that once they buy into that and understand that, wow, this is great. I can actually come to you and you'll tell me why. So
The feedback is the key. I mean, it's is it instant feedback?
yeah, especially if you have a technician, like I said, that feels that he just wasn't busy enough this week. He could have been much more busy. He might be 150% efficient, but if he's only working 28 or 30 hours, which I'll tell you what, if you start looking at, I break it down. Actual time is just the actual time on a job, right? That's the time they're working on. Sold time is a billable sold hour. And then idle time would be not working on a job. And so when you start looking at, why they weren't working on a job, that's what they really want to know is why am I waiting so long on parts? Why don't I have a job ready to go in the morning? These are the areas that I want them to bring to me directly and say, if I had a job lined up the night before and I walked in at 7:45, got changed and went to work, I would be much, much more productive. And it makes a big difference. All these little things and tracking them makes a huge difference through the course of the day. And if you don't track it, tell me how you ever going to know.
My recent blog or email that went out yesterday to all of, my email subscribers was about productivity, efficiency, systems. I recently had an outpatient thing, and I was so impressed with how the hospital put me through all of these specific steps along the way, and it's because they had such an incredible system and procedures,
Yeah.
and the left hand knew what the right hand was going, and I love the idea, and kudos to your success where you can sit down with the team, Casey, because it may not be the technician and it may not be the service advisor, it may be the parts, it may be just the layout of the shop, it could be the lean, the steps that we're taking, and there's so many ways as a team you could improve, and you're doing this all for the sake of the customer experience. At the end of the day, the customer needs to be happy. How can we make them happier? By doing all this stuff, if all this great production as efficiently as we can.
Yeah, that's a great point is how do you build a schedule when you have no idea how much you can get done? How can you promise a customer that your car will be done at the end of the day when
Yeah.
you don't know if the technician can even accomplish that without some sort of a history on his abilities?
Well, so great. Thank you for this. I know you just teased us. Anyone wants to see the charts that Casey is using, it's of course up on the video and the YouTube channel. Let's get ready to check out your shop, but some new listens from this week. We had some great stuff going on today. Google reviews and some big changes that Google made on how they rank you based on your reviews, and that was with Kikuyu evangelist Jimmy Lee. Also, from last week's Town Hall Academy, Build Your Labor Rate from the Ground Up with Dave Kusa, Bill Haas. Excellent, excellent. That's going to be a classic episode. Matt Fonslow from the Aftermarket Radio Network. Do you show appreciation with acknowledgement? And he interviewed Brain Klein for that. And Business by the Numbers with Hunt Demarest, selling your shop to a key employee. Good stuff. Hey, you ready for that virtual tour, my friend? Let's can't wait to see inside this real beautiful facility. Just can't wait to see it. So take it away, Casey.
Okay, well, so we're looking at the front. We during the COVID, we put in outside seating. You can see that's our outside seating area. It's all closed up right now, but normally the gates are open, and it was a nice place for people to sit, not have to be cooped up inside. And there's the front of our building there.
So as we're walking in there, how many parking spots on the property?
There's a total of 37, and then we have 22 of them are secured, blocked up.
Got it. Great.
That's our night drop for the night drops there, and our Knox box. This is our service advisor write-up area, and we still have our shields up.
I imagine you'll have them up for a while, don't you think?
Yeah, they want to take them down so badly. This is our waiting room. We've socially distanced things and kind of taken things down. All our coffee makers and stuff, we've had to, we're just setting them back up. This is our back office area behind the service advisors. They all have the dual monitors and for their scheduling. And there's four
4.
service advisors.
4.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sounds like about right. Do you have an estimator or not?
Uh, no, the service advisors are yeah. We have a parts person, and this is our parts room here. The technicians come up, and you can kind of get we've got all our specialty nuts, bolts, and fasteners, and then of our fast moving stocking items there.
Nice. Now the parts guy handles core returns, alleged defectives, all
That's
new returns, everything.
that's correct. Yeah, he does.
That's
He
a
does.
big hole. That's a big hole if you don't manage it.
It sure is. Yeah. No, we've put some procedures together that work very well for that. And he's held accountable for inventory and returns. And then the manager's office is to the right. I don't think they went in there, but he's at lunch.
Hey, let's stop the tape for a minute. Did you build this from scratch? Did you buy this facility?
I no, I this facility I was about a half a mile from here, in a lease space, 4,000 square foot that we were busting out of the seams in 2007, 2008. And this facility was built by a local shop owner who had three locations at the time, and he just built it at the wrong time. He only had it open for about a year, and things didn't work out for him. So I purchased the property from him, and then we did some renovations and changes and made it our own. So it worked out very well.
This
I
looks like
used
it's about 15,000 square.
it's about 12,600 is actually
Uh-huh.
the square footage, but it is on almost an acre. That's our dispatch area. The dispatcher has the schedules, the technician to time management systems that he can control from right there. And this side, we do a lot of our. This is our a lot of our diesels get done here. This is kind of our heavy truck side.
I see you have partitions that define the spaces.
Yeah, yeah. Some guys, well, you can see he's got a lot of parts ready to go there. But yeah, they have kind of gives them their own workspace. Uh, it works out very well. All our lifts are in ground, which is nice. You don't have all those poles in the way, or the and that we just got done setting up the Hunter alignment system. We pit set them so that they're flush with the floor. That's the number one rack there, a Hunter. And then we did a 16,000 pound for the heavy trucks. We do a lot of fleet stuff. So that's the back here. That's our RV bay and our tire center.
So clean, so impressive. Are
Thank
you
you.
cleaning the floors every night?
We do nightly Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then spot clean them during the week. This is our wash bay. It's got an oil separator right there, and you can put the cars up in the air and steam clean underneath of them, so you can get all the oil completely off of them. It works out really well. So the oil separator is nice to have, and then these are our tire machines, and we just invested in some touchless stuff. So
Casey, are you big into the tire business?
uh, we are growing into the tire business. Yes. It's something that I think is a need. This is our mechanical room, so where we have all our bulk oils. That big tank in the back is our waste oil tank. It holds 2,000 gallons, and we're completely a green facility. We heat the shop with all the waste oil, parts washer to the right, flush machine, and then there's the crusher, so we can crush and recycle the oil filters.
Am I right in what I assumed? Does this go around like in an L?
Sort of, yeah. It sort of is. It's actually a horseshoe style. So,
Ah,
if you look at the layout, it's almost a half a horseshoe. This is our technician changing area in the locker rooms, so they can get changed. And then there's a bathroom for the technicians there. And then they have their own heated and ventilated, air conditioned little lunchroom, which is really nice in the summer times. And we do some training in here also.
you know what I like about this is the access to the outside, the natural light coming in.
Y-
You know, so many places we see are upstairs somewhere in the back
y-
corner.
Yeah, yeah. It's really a comfortable. And the guys love it. They're in there. Our shifts start at 11 o'clock for lunches all the way through 1. So there's always somebody in there during that time.
What about training? Are you using that room, giving the guys an opportunity to do any online training?
That's correct. Yeah, I don't know if you saw in the back corner, there's a bench in there, and normally there's a computer setup. We're just redoing it, but that's where we do all our training. And yeah, that's one of our new Snap-on. I think that's the Zeus. That's actually a pretty nice machine.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. And then we have the overheads. You can kind of see up on top all the reels. There's 3 sets of reels, which helps the efficiency of the.
So I'm seeing another section here.
Yeah, this is the other side of the shop. We walked down the right side. Now we're coming up where those partitions were, and we're right back to the
Oh, I
front of
see.
the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I see how you're doing that. Now, you said your dispatcher. Does he act also like your foreman, shop
He is the
foreman?
shop foreman and dispatcher, and um, we've been working together a long time. This is kind of an overhead come shoot uh, from the top there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really nice big shop. How many techs?
Right, we're running 6 techs and 2 GSs. We're down 1 tech. We normally run 7 technicians, 2 GSs, and then 4 service advisors with a parts person.
What are you
Yeah.
doing to try to find that seventh? Are you struggling? You ready to hire?
We're always looking. Right now, one of our incentives is our what we talked about, our top tech award, our things that we're constantly recruiting. So we'll be ready. If we found the right person, we'd bring them on right away. But right now, we're keeping up really well.
That's great. So I love the fact you do tires. You're looking for another technician. The size of this community in Vancouver, Washington, 100,000 people.
No, Clark County is 450,000.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's a pretty large area, and we border Portland, but that natural barrier usually keeps that separation of the
got
Columbia
it.
River there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know where Vancouver, Washington is, but I really was never sure about its size. That's great. Casey, I so enjoyed this. I think it was a ton of eye candy for people to see as to how clean you make it. When you bought the place, the lifts were all in the ground to start with.
They were, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We've upgraded some of them, but yeah, they were. And then
Well,
of course we just installed both the in-ground hunters.
and you're doing total DVI, right?
Yep, we do a full, we follow the 300% rule.
Cool.
100% of the cars get 100% inspections, and we report 100% of the findings. So that's kind of our policy that we've been following for many years, and I truly believe in it.
Good for you. Air
Yeah.
conditioned shop or not?
No, no, we don't have a real bad climate here. I mean, it's the way it's set up. It's actually a very comfortable shop. It's heated in the winter, and we have a pretty mild summers here. Although last year was an exception. We hit 115 degrees and just about blew everybody out of here. That was pretty hot for here.
Cool. Well, hey, this was great, guys. This will come out as a podcast this coming Saturday. You can watch it on YouTube anytime. Great to have you here next week. Lorenzo Pellacodia is going to be on from Oakville, Ontario, one of our Canadian friends. Casey,
Um,
thank you so much. We got to have you. Casey talked to me about a brand new topic, something he's working on, and I was so intrigued. We got to have you back.
Love
And
to be back. Thank you.
we'll do a podcast with you just one-on-one about your cool ideas. So thank you all so much. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everyone. Bye now.